Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone currently. And how are you all doing, amazing realtors? Okay, so today I want to take us through a crucial topic. I know this is one of the challenges we are having as realtors when it comes to real estate and sales, right? So I thought it wise to share a brief information, and I target creative communication. Creative communication. Yeah, good communication skill makes you a good marketer and keeps you ahead of your competitors. You can't take it away from these. One of the things that make top sellers who they are or what they've become over the years is because they know how to communicate right. That is one of the things we call effective communication. Okay, but before I go through all this, I want to define communication to a layman's understanding, right? Okay, as I wrote here, communication is an energy you exert on daily basis. It simply means how to speak and listen well, effective and better. Now, most people think they communicate right. Most people think they know how to communicate. But the truth is that for you to be a good communicator, you must learn how to listen more, right? Now, during my trainings, I've told so many people things they ought to know when it comes to communicating. Some people think they know it a lot. They know a whole lot of things to themselves. But the truth is that while conversing with that prospect, the best way to get the best out of that um, pitch, let me use pitch, is to listen more, right? Now, I said something here. There are two sides to every communication. Now, one, get your thinking straight, and two, your word impact your success. Now, get your thinking straight. This is where listening is very, very important, because while you're listening, you get to pinpoint the fears of that prospect. While you're listening, you can even the prospect by him or herself can even tell you the solution to their problem if you're listening very well. Yeah, I'm talking out of experience. So if you are a good listener, you will get to listen and get every solution to your prospect issues, right? Thereby providing the right answer to that. And that is when you get your thinking straight. Because while you're listening, you tend to understand what the person or the communicator is telling you, right? And within that short period of time, you'll be able to think through those things and know the right response or right answer that will provide the right solution to his or her problems or fears. Now, your words impact your success. Now, this is talking about now when you are now communicating. When it comes to communication, we have the sender and the receiver, right? Per time, interchangeably, you can be the sender and the other party will be the receiver. And sometimes the person can be the sender, you be the receiver. So now, this talk about you being the sender. Now, that is where I said something here that your word impacts your success. So your ability to communicate right will determine if that sale will pull through or it will just end there, right? So when you are communicating, be very, very careful. Learn how to listen more and learn how to communicate right. Okay, now we have categories of communication styles. We have the verbal, we have the non-verbal, we have the written, and we have the visual. Now, verbal talks about just like what I'm doing now, right? Now, when we talk about the non-verbal, we can talk about signs, signals. Yeah, these are the things you can actually communicate to somebody without saying anything. So that is talking about the non-verbal communication. We have the written. The written talks about something that is written. You can read through it and the right likes. Now we have talk about the visual. Talking about video, just what I'm doing now. You can watch videos to get the right communication, and these are the tools we use as realtors. Yeah, how would I put it now? In some aspect, you talk verbally, right? Maybe when you're having a face-to-face conversation with your prospect, when you're trying to pitch the prospect, and to some aspect too, you have written, whereby you have to, maybe depending on maybe the platform you want to pull your content to, you can have written contents you push to those platforms, and people get to read them. We have the nonverbal can also talk about the pictorial. They're talking about the images, which you can also use to drive home your contents. Now the visual, you can actually do a video, a documented video, explaining all they need to know about a particular um, product if you are trying to sell a product. Now, communication process and its importance. Communication involves two or more people, as a sender and receiver is essential for this process to take place. Communication is also about the transferring of information that helps a person to understand the purpose of the message, and that is why you need to be very, very careful when communicating, right? When communicating, make sure that you simplify your words to a layman's understanding. I've seen scenarios where you are trying to see, you see when it comes to money, it's not by grammar, right? Let them understand what you are talking about. Let them, even the dullest person is very skeptical when it comes to pulling out money from his or her pocket. So the best thing you can do is to explain in details all they need to know, talking about the benefits, talking about the reason, talking about statistics, talking about so many factors that can be of benefit for them. Remember, they care about themselves, not about you. You understand? Not even about your grammar. You understand? So if you are able to convince them, for them to see reasons to buy into what you are saying, that's the best selling point when it comes to communication. And just like I said earlier, it involves two or more persons, at the sender and the receiver, for communication to be complete. Now, why is communication a process? It's a process because it has to follow a predetermined set of steps in order to work effectively. Now, sorry, it's not a practical class. I could have shown you something practically, just like I used to do. Now, the process, it starts from a point and it ends to a point. Now, some points can start very positive, but at the tail end, it might not pull through because you are not very, very professional. Now, or you lack an element of effective communication or effective dialogue prowess that can affect you to determine if that sale, in as much as it started very well, if the conversation, sorry, started very well, will at the end of the day pull through. We've seen scenarios whereby you don't listen very well to the prospect, so they are trying to tell you their fears, but because you think you just pick one word. I tell people the wisest people are those that listen very, very attentively. They don't cut in your words. They allow you to finish what you are saying. It will help them to answer you the right way. They will get the answers from what you are saying, right? Because while, just like I said earlier, getting your thinking straight, while they are listening, they are getting their thinking straight. You understand? They are knowing the pain points. They are knowing the right thing to answer you per time based on what you are saying. So now I've seen scenarios whereby a prospect is saying something, you jump because you picked a line of word, you didn't allow the person to finish. You think it's the same thing you've been hearing. You now pick it from there and start responding. At the end of your words, you tell no, that is not exactly what I mean. You understand? That's not professional enough. So you're now creating an element of negative vibes. Yes, it's not about fighting. It's not when you're arguing with somebody that are creating a negative vibes. These are things you need to know when it comes to communication with prospect. You allow them to finish what they are saying. Very, very important. And that's why I said something here, that it must follow a predetermined set of steps in order to work effectively. You need to know, okay, this is the right thing to do now. I don't need to say anything. Let me allow this man to finish or this woman to finish what him or her is saying. Then I can respond at this junction. And that is why you see some of them, before you finish conversation with a prospect, it say, I will get back to you. And nobody wants to hear that I will get back to you, because you didn't follow the predetermined steps, right? So, but if you follow it right, the person, I tell people I teach is what I tell them is this: make sure that I will get back to you is falls into okay, I'll get back to you to send you the number of the person coming to represent me for inspection. That's the kind of I'll get back to you I want to hear. I'll get back to you on how to make my payments. These are the kind of I don't want to hear, because the truth is that when you're conversing with a prospect and the person says I will get back to you, your head will flash back to the conversation. And if you pay attention to that, you might realize that the thing is the conversation has not even gotten to a stage of conviction. The truth is that you are not pulling that cell. I'm telling you the truth. It's very, very hard. So now, why communication is important daily? Communication helps to spread knowledge and information amongst people. It is no doubt that communication plays a vital role in human life. Effective communication is significant for marketers in this business so as to perform better and produce results. Very, very important. This is some of the things I've said earlier. It is very, very important you pay attention to your communication skill. I'm telling you, that's the major selling point. That is the major selling point. The high flyers you're seeing today, some of them knows this thing very, very well. You understand? I might not go into details, but just like I promised, I'll just give you hints on some of the things you need to know about communication. Now, tips to rule the art of communication, of conversation. The art of conversation is necessary skill for almost everything in life. Yes. One, lead with a compliment. Crucial to keep the conversation going. Now, when you're conversing with a prospect, it's not about sell. No, don't make it so sales, right? Don't appear like a salesperson. No, you understand. You have to be smart. When that is why I say sales is a psychological thing. It's a mind game. You understand? Knowing when to pull the trigger and when to actually hold on. You understand? So make it entertaining. Don't make it look salesy, right? So the best thing you can do when conversing with a prospect, lead with a compliment. Look at something that is nice, maybe somebody the person is putting on something, or how the person is looking. Just compliment the person. Let the person feel free with you. You know, some of these people are strangers, so and there will be an element of barrier. You understand, when conversing with a stranger, but that makes the person feel cool with you and smile, and before you know it, you get into your conversation. Embrace small talks, lead the way to deeper conversation. It's not immediately you meet a prospect you start talking about, hey sir, that property we talk about this. No, it's not done that way. Embrace small talks, talk about things generally, talk about the environment you pass, talk about the place you are, talk about so many things that are interesting. Capture the person's curiosity. You understand? Talk about, if it's somebody that loves sports, talk about sport, talk about so many things that is interesting. So from there, you can now lead the way to the main conversation, which is what now the person will feel free to see. Is now seeing you as a friend, someone that or him or her can converse with, and before you know it, they can tell you all you need to know, which is what you can use to pull your trigger and close the deal. Ask lots of questions. If you want to move from small talks to real conversation, you have to look for any opportunity that leads you to change the subject. Very, very smart. Just like I said earlier, it's a mind game. You have to be very, very smart when doing this, and the person don't need to understand what you are doing. It's within you. You can flow in with a question. I have scenarios like that. Maybe I will conversing with somebody, before you know it, I will ask one based on what is happening that particular time. You understand? I'll ask one question that will lure us to to start talking about real estate. You understand? You just have to be smart about that. So when you ask that question, the person will be like, oh yeah, this, that. Before you know it, the conversation start going to real estate, and before you know it, that's what you want. You can now pull your trigger at the right point. So be nice. This should be obvious. Don't neglect it. Be nice, be nice. Give them audience. Don't they do right to know. You understand? Allow them to share their own view expressly. You understand? And be willing to listen. You understand? Let them know that, be nodding your head. Let them know that you are flowing with them, even if it's not making sense to you, right? So just try as much as possible to engage them. So keep it light and allow them to do the talking. Keep it light and allow them to do the talking. It's very, very important. Keep it light and allow them to do the talking. Allow them to do most of the talking. Listen more. You understand? I that is my kind of person, right? And most people knows me as this one introvert. And if you're not careful, sitting with me or being where I am, you'll think I don't know anything. And that's the honest truth. No, it's not bragging. It's, you think I don't know anything at all. That is one that you wise person. But the truth is that when you now come to meet this right person. You know that you don't even know anything when it comes to this man. That is, as he's sitting there like Mumu, his brain has been calculating everything going in there, knowing the right things to do and all manner. You understand? So now, why am I saying this? It makes me give people audience very well. I can listen to a madman. That is how funny it is. I can listen to you. You can be talking and talking and talking, and looking at you like you sabi. You understand? After the, but the truth is that amongst everything the person is saying, I must see something to pick from there, and that is wisdom. You understand? So learn to listen more. While you're listening more, you are seeing so many things to answer. You see the answer to so many questions that you might have been struggling to answer the question. I'm telling you the truth. I'm talking out of experience over the years in this business. Take home motivation, right? Now, I know most people have been in this business, just like you, my downlines now. I know some people are yet to make themselves. I know you're trying all you can do to make sale. You understand? Yeah, I know some people that have been trying to make sales before now, but today they are making sales. You understand? Just like this one that made a very massive sale. You understand? So we celebrated her. So the thing is this: you need to love the business you do. I'm telling you the truth. You need to be passionate about the business you do, and you don't have to be hasty about making money in it. All you need to do is to learn the nitty gritty of the business. You don't need to. This is not a what do you call it? A business you are very careful that maybe it's not a, how do they put it now? Get rich quick scheme, or maybe all this business that you try as much as possible to maximize the opportunity early enough before the thing crashes and the like. No, this is a business that confers people wealth with ease. You see over the years, generation after generation. So you don't need to be hasty about it. Learn the nitty gritty of the business. And another thing is learn to love and value yourself. You know, some people suffers what you call it, low self-esteem, which is very very bad. There is no way you can be making sales with that this thing, right? So now, and then another thing is know that nobody is better than you. Be a team player, right? Don't always have option B. Diligently build on option one and only then diversify, right? You know, I've seen many people from this real estate company, this real estate company. The truth is that there's nothing bad in it though, if you can manage that. But the truth is that some of your prospects, some of your clients are seeing you as someone that is not serious. I'm telling you the truth. Yeah, there are people that pull through with that, but not everybody. I'm telling you the truth. Sometimes most clients sees you, I'm talking out of experience, most clients sees you as this one is not serious. Which one you did? You understand? Build on one. Especially most of us that are learning the business, you won't learn it from jumping from one place to another. Build on one. Learn the nitty gritty of the real estate industry as a whole. You understand? Learn it with one company that is doing well. Just like we have P1 now. So when you are now you are grounded, you can now start diversifying. That is, now you are diversifying with wisdom, with professionalism, with experience. That is when you pull resource, right? No successful person have option B, right? Option divides your attention and focus. That is the truth. I've seen so many people suffering from it today. I'm talking people we started with. I see someone toiling and no manner. But me that have remained steadfast with P1, it is not that I'm foolish, but the truth is that P1 has given me a lot of platform that all this company cannot give you. I'm telling you, P1 grew me, and I've earned so many things. You understand? I have a car today is because of P1. I have that I'm a millionaire today is because of P1. As in, it's not that other companies are doing, but there are some you will understand when you enter deep, right? So I'm not preaching just P1. You understand? But I'm telling you, you can just start somewhere. Learn the nitty gritty of the business. Learn, because P1 breaks it down, gives you a platform to learn the business, right? And that is why I become a professional in the field. You understand? So it's very very important. Make up your mind in what you really want to do and pursue it with every fiber you've got, man. And this is one of the last point. Okay, make up your mind, make up your mind, make up your mind, make up your mind on what you want to do. If you want to do this business, make up your mind and dedicate yourself to it. I tell people, you can't don't come this to this business with hustler mentality. No, come to this business as a person that, as someone that wants to venture into a business and be known for this business. But I'm telling you the honest truth, you will thrive with that mindset, right? So at this junction, I think I've tried as much as possible to educate us on a few things we need to know. I know I'm trying to rush it so I can meet up with time, and I don't want. I know I'll be creating subsequent videos. So the best thing you can do on what you need to know about real estate as an investor or as a realtor, you understand? So I want to start uploading these things on YouTube. I'll be doing consistent videos now and be uploading on YouTube. So the best thing we will do is that on the YouTube channel, I will post this particular one now, or I post this particular one. Just subscribe to that YouTube channel, share it to all your downlines, everybody you know, your team. Let them subscribe so that we'll be getting, it's good they know what you know so that they can be making progress. You understand? Why they are making progress, you is also making progress. I believe you understand the system. So the best thing you can do is to also advise them to subscribe to this channel, share it as much as possible so that everybody will know all they need to know about real estate investment. I still remain your professional real estate advisor and consultant, Egwatim Kadania. Thank you very much for being here with me. Bye bye.